Master Mother here. Welcome to A Piece of Me, where I'll be taking you around the land, showing you the projects that we've been working on and the before and after stages, and also I'll be creating lots of videos showing how we accomplished the projects that we did accomplish, or some of them we're still in the progress of accomplishing, but it's a big project. We just finished taking down some old carport sections that were in this area here, and that's where the new extension is going to be. That is going to start at the end of June. Need to get the extension up and done so that my parents and my aunt and uncle can come and live here if necessary when the time comes, as they're all getting on a bit. This is the Buddhist garden, it's Japanese water garden that we've been creating over the last few years. It's been like a lot of hard work. And we've built a bridge that goes all the way across with a lovely little seating area in the middle. I'm going to be showing a lot of footage of what this area was actually like before we excavated it, whilst we were excavating it. Out of the whole 3 acres, this was by far the hardest bit to excavate. It was literally insane. And I thought it was going to be the easiest section of all. I've had to put netting over the pond because a heron got in and ate all the fish. Well, all of them apart from 8. But the fish are doing really well now. They're growing really well. My pond plants aren't doing very well though. The pond plants were really prolific last year, and they're just really, I don't know what's happened to them this year. All of the other plants are doing really well. I live next to the canal. I'm going to make a video on how to make the bridge. It's really simple, easy to make, easy to design. I don't like all this algae though. Cheapest gazebo I could find online. I built it on a decking platform that took me a couple of hours to set up. So it's raised up. I'm thinking hopefully it's less likely to rot as it's raised up. I bought a cheap little greenhouse for my dad, but it's really bad quality, and my carpenter Brian put it up. I still haven't put the doors on yet. Again, I built another platform for it to sit on, keep it off the ground. Definitely not pleased with the quality. I mean, look at this. It's just horrific. It's got some trims, but there's multiple problems with this. It looks nice, but it's not very good at all. We decided to raise it up on some 4x2 because it was just so low that you'd bang your head if you went in. Grim Reapers have fallen over in the wind. Aces are doing incredibly well. I got these from the garden centre about 2 years ago, and I'm just so happy. This one has just grown so big. It was really tiny. I got this in my car. I'm really pleased with this. Even this one here, it's a more delicate ornamental acer, but it's grown really tall. It's really lucky to have all this fantastic bamboo already here. But this whole place, this whole section, was an absolute jungle of rubbish, dog kennels, barbed wire, asbestos, tiles. You couldn't even walk in it, it was a jungle. It was actually the hardest part of the land to excavate. This is my favourite spot out here in the little gazebo next to all the bamboo. It's making a beautiful noise in the wind. I'm not a fan of the wind, I don't like the wind. It's really nice to come over here and just sit peacefully for 5 minutes. 3x2 here, that's been cut up. We were using around the pool as hand railing, then we decided not to. So I'm going to bracket them together to make the fence posts for the fencing for the gabions. Put together these gabions with the helical coils because it's so fast. And the intention here is to build a wall over here. So what we've done here is the ground here was sloping down at an angle and it wasn't usable. So we've taken the slope out with the digger and put the gabions in on a level surface, and now we're filling them with all of the rubble and rubbish on site that I don't want it. You know, we've got to get rid of it one way or another, and what better way to do than to fill it up. But what I'm going to do with these gabions is, in the corner of each gabion, I'm going to be putting 3x3 posts in. I'm just going to wire them in with the free wire that came with the gabions and have them going up maybe 6 feet, and then I'm going to be able to screw fence panels onto them, which will tidy up, which will separate the residential land from the commercial, so that you can't see all the mess behind here. I'm going to tidy all this up as well. It's Richard's van. We've got to do a special channel for his racing that we haven't started yet. It's Richard's workshop where he builds the race car. It'd be quite nice to have an arch walkway, so I made it quite deep so that we could put a couple of hammocks in. I don't know what the table's doing in there. I've got to tidy up, it's a right mess. But usually it's nice and clear in there in the summer. Give them a shake out, and the kids love to sit in there and swing, and so do I. Didn't fix this arch down. It's jammed in between the trees. It's weighted down heavily. I don't think it's going anywhere. But there was no way to fix it because of all the roots in the ground, and I didn't want to start drilling down in the ground. So it's freestanding, but it's fixed to the decking and everything else. But it's never moved. It's not going anywhere. Put some felt on the roof. It's a lovely place to sit in the summer. Welcome to the disaster zone. This has just been a complete and utter nightmare doing this pool. Obviously I couldn't afford a proper pool, so I got this liner pool, which was a couple of £1,000s. Thought it would be easy, but from digging the hole to setting it up, no. And I've done all the decking myself. I mean, I've got a, 120 foot path running here. I swear to God that I'd never do any more decking after I finish that. So I asked my carpenter to do this. It's just really tough and it's not finished. We haven't done a thing to it since last August. I've got two pumps either side of the pool, and neither of them are working. All of the water around the pool is completely flooded. So I've got to sort that out as well. And same over here, completely full of water. It's not too difficult to clean out, but it's still a job that's got to be done. In fact, this water is really clear, minus the actual algae in it. Built this little arbor seat out of pallets that I stripped down with a pallet demolisher. I didn't treat it, should have treated it really. It's falling apart a little bit. It took me a couple of hours. It makes a nice little seat. And it cost absolutely nothing. There was some 2x1 lying around that was left over from something. And these things are retailing for £300 or £400. Obviously I haven't finished it. I haven't treated it. It needs attention. I've used the nail gun to put it together, and it does need a little bit of attention on this side. Another little bench here as well. Basically using scrap pieces of wood that I've got no use for anymore. There's a log saw we've built. Instead of putting it on the fire pit, you know, you can make a table, you can make a wood shelter. Made a couple of planters down here out of scraps of wood. I've got these beautiful climbing roses, and I bought them just cheap. They were just really small, and I really wanted to build arches going over the decking path. I saw the price of the trellis and I couldn't believe it. For like a 6x1 piece of trellis, it was £20. So again, we had some 2x1 lying around, and I decided to build my own trellis, and I've used bamboo from the land to make the actual trellis itself. It's absolutely effective and it looks really natural. I did think to myself, well, how am I going to fix round bamboo that's hollow in the middle? So I just drilled the holes in the side of an extra bit of 2x1, stuck the bamboo into the hole on one side, got the other side and pushed it through, and then pushed it back on itself to attach it. A table made out of scraps of decking. Little bench made out of rubbish bits of wood. And a little chair over here we made from some more scrap wood. And that was a cable reel that was empty. I put a bit of pallet wood on top and sanded it down. And it makes a lovely little table for my granddaughter. Made a little stool as well for her there. It's 5 o'clock in the evening, all the scaffolders are coming into the yard. Get stacked up, get ready for the weekend or more work. Boy, these guys work really hard. Just going to finish off with Galileo here. He was smashed into smithereens, and many thanks to the moulding studio who put him back together, which is just an incredible feat. From a piece of me, until the next time.